Hello there, it's a lovely afternoon. Last day of January 2026. 31st of January 2026. Steve Jones, wild writer here. I'm just going to have a walk along to check out the coastal defences which have been falling apart here in Ventnor on the south coast of the Isle of Wight. I've been pondering a question. Let me put you on my head, the camera, and we'll walk along and we'll discuss the question. So the question is, could YouTube become my or YouTube ad revenue become my one and only source of income? Could you feasibly live a reasonably comfortable existence just on the ad revenue from YouTube channels, or a YouTube channel or several YouTube channels? So in order to get monetized, in other words, in order to get that revenue from the adverts that YouTube puts on your YouTube videos as a content creator, you need 1,000 subscribers. And on this channel, Steve Jones Wild Writer, I've got 1,000 and a few more, so I've passed that little threshold. But then you also need 4,000 hours of video watch time, which I've not yet passed. I've got about 1,400 hours rather than 4,000 hours. So I'm video recording. Sorry, somebody trying to talk to me when I'm doing a video. Yeah, so I've not met that threshold yet on this channel, or those two. Well, I've met one of them, but not the other one. On my one of my other channels, Cornish Van Dweller, I have surpassed those criteria, so it is monetized. And what happens there is basically, well, you know, YouTube puts videos on your, adverts on your videos. When you surpass those criteria, when you meet those two criteria, the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 hours of watch time, they will share with you the income they get, YouTube gets, from the advertisers. So the advertisers pay to put those videos on YouTube, adverts on YouTube videos, and once you meet the criteria, they will share the money that's paid by the advertisers with the content creator. So with my other channels, Cornish Van Dweller, I get a cut of the money the advertisers pay to put adverts on my videos. But the question is that income enough alone to cover my daily costs and my monthly costs and my yearly costs? And the question is, the answer is complicated. So one key factor is obviously, what are your daily costs? So I'm a minimalist, so I deliberately spend very little money each day, and it's dramatically reducing this year. I'm attempting to make sure it is dramatically reduced this year. So, you know, what is your income level? What kind of commitments and liabilities do you have? Are you paying a mortgage? Do you have a family? Or are you a single minimalist like me, who's aiming to spend very little money? So my daily total expenditure covering every cost in my life: car insurance, running a car, food, drink, travelling around, the odd book here and there, the odd subscription, computer gear that I need to buy now and again. My total costs are about £45 a day, or they were last year, and I'm trying to cut it down to between probably about £35 and £40 a day. So, and I think that roughly works out at something like £14,000 a year. So a very low level, basically. That is my cost though. So if on the other hand you require at least £30,000 a year, then it's a different kind of consideration. If you require £60,000 a year, because maybe you've got a family that you need to support and you need several incomes, then if you've got a mortgage, if you've got a large house, if you've got a large car, if you've got two cars, all those things factor in to kind of your daily and your yearly costs of living. So mine are about between 35 and 45, I suppose, per day, which equates to about £14,000 a year. if I'm doing my sums right. Okay, so we know how much it costs me to live in a year, living on a shoestring, quite happily living and spending very little in order to function. So I can speak from experience in terms of my other channel, my Cornish Van Dweller channel, which is monetised, and I do share in the revenue. So I've got about 7,000 subscribers on that channel, and it's been up and down. So what's key in terms of income per video from ad revenue is how many views you get on the video and how long people continue to watch the video, and the kind of the amounts, the magnitudes of the sums of money that the advertisers are willing to pay to put adverts on your particular videos. So that depends on your niche. So advertisers pay different sums of money to advertise on different videos depending on what the niche of the video is. So for instance, just a travel vlog, just walking around talking like I am here, this is not really a travel channel, but it's basically the advertiser is going to pay quite a low rate to put adverts onto this particular channel. They pay a little bit more to put adverts on my van life channel. So kind of van life channels are normally middle of the range in terms of the kind of sums of money that advertisers are willing to pay to put adverts on those videos. The higher paying niches include kind of reviewing technology, so unboxing and reviewing bits of kit, cameras, computers, that kind of stuff. And higher still are real estate type videos, where basically the people that are watching those videos are intent on buying big ticket items, i.e. houses or land or whatever real estate they're looking at. So my van life channel does generate an income. There's the harbour. Question is, what kind of an income? So currently I'm averaging about 1,000 to 3,000 views per video, and I upload videos daily on that Cornish Van Dweller channel, and I earn on a video that receives, say, 2,000 views, and more important than the number of views is how long people are actually watching the video, but I can only really work it out from views at the moment. But if I get, say, 2,000 views on a video, I'm likely to receive between 8 and 15, maybe as high as £15 for that one video from ad revenue. If I get 3,000 views, it goes up to £15 to £20. If I get 4,000 or 5,000 views, it can go up to £30 per video. So you can see, for a very small YouTube channel that gets relatively low numbers of views at the moment, I'm covering probably half of my daily costs purely from that one YouTube channel, and a very small YouTube channel in terms of the number of views I'm getting and the watch hours. So that's quite heartening, because what it means is that as that channel grows, it becomes an increasingly significant income for me, and it won't take that much more effort to get it to cover my entire daily living costs of between 35 and £45 per day. That's a bare, it's the bottom line basically for me. I obviously want to be earning a bit more than that, but it does illustrate the potential of YouTube, especially if you're a minimalist, if you have very low daily expenditure, the potential of YouTube to become near enough your entire income needs, so to cover your entire, there's an oyster catcher there, it's very nice. Hopefully it will land again. Yeah, it's landed on a rock. So what do I need to do in order for YouTube ad revenue alone to cover all of my daily costs, which would be pretty cool? So I need to build up, I think, views on that channel, on the Cornish Van Dweller channel, to about 5,000 per video, and if I continue to upload one video per day, I should be earning probably £20 to £30 per day from that channel, and then I want to try and get this one monetized as well, this channel. Now this channel is in a less lucrative niche, so advertisers pay less, or will eventually pay less. Well, they already do, because they already put adverts on this channel. I just don't receive any of the income. But you know, the adverts are for lower ticket items basically that they put on this channel, because you watching this channel are not looking to buy anything. Whereas on the Cornish Van Dweller channel, I quite often talk about tech, so camera gear and solar panels, that kind of stuff. So more expensive things, and people are looking to buy stuff. There's the old coastal defences. The slab of rock is still there, hasn't collapsed yet. There's a little rock pipit down there, which is very nice. I don't think I can get round the corner here. Let's have a quick look. So what quite surprised me recently was the amount of income I was getting from a small number of views on that Van Dweller channel. Now I've got another channel, a third channel, which only has one subscriber, but that one does have the potential to be a reasonable little earner as well once I get it up to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So I'm building up a little catalogue of YouTube channels. It's quite hard work. It means I have to do at least 2 videos a day to keep them all going. You know, record, edit and upload at least 2 videos a day on different channels, which does actually take quite a long time to do that. It's not a full-time job, but it's certainly approaching kind of half a day per day. If that makes any sense. So I don't know if that gives any clue as to the potential of YouTube. If you want to be a content creator, if you want this to be one of your sources of income, then it can be significant, I think. Right. It is the last day of January. It's too early for bird migration to be kicking off. We did have a hoopoo last week. Nice and early, here on the Isle of Wight, that is. It's getting a bit breezy walking back, so I might turn this off for now. Slightly out of the wind now. So yeah, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing to this channel, where we talk about nature writing, YouTube content creation as a nature writer and a nature conservationist, location independent lifestyles and digital nomadism, travel, wildlife travel, and various other related topics. There's a little garden here at Besties and Spinkies that I've been, that I renovated and have now been looking after. It looks a bit ramshackle at the moment at this time of year, but it will soon spring into life again. Little crocus there. Very nice. Another little crocus. I planted these in the autumn. It's nice to see them in their first year, surviving, coming up through. There's the old cascade. So yeah, the key thing to try and address that question of whether YouTube can provide, or YouTube ad revenue can provide a full annual income, a full-time income for you, try and create a little budget. Try and work out your total comprehensive costs per year with a contingency. Say add 20% on, or whatever your contingency you think you need, and then break that down to your monthly spending, total spending comprehensively, and then your daily spending. So it may be your daily spending is £100 or £200 or £500. Work it out, depends on your circumstances, and then from that you can well, you need to know what niche you're in if you're a YouTube content creator, and therefore what kind of levels payments advertisers are willing to pay to put adverts on your kind of content. So if you're a tech reviewer, then it'll be quite high. If you're a vlogger like me, it'll be quite low. If you're a travel blogger, it'll probably be modest. If you're a van lifer, it'll be middle of the range. So it really does depend, you know, what your income will be does depend on what niche you're in. And get on with monetizing, basically. I mean, you know, I live a very modest need, so I'm very optimistic that YouTube ad revenue alone can cover at least a big chunk of my daily spend, and might eventually cover all of it, which would be pretty amazing. Hello there, I hope you're enjoying my channel. Just a quick interlude. I've written several books. For instance, Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. Nice cover there. Bird watching around Ventnor. Don't know if you can see that well in the sun. Bird watching around Ventnor. And even how to write and publish a book on a smartphone. Now this was written on my iPhone Mini 13. The manuscript for this, and then it was edited and formatted and all the rest of it on a smartphone. So here's a book about how to do that. And I've got various other books. There are links to my books in the description below this video, and go and check them out on the online platforms if you wish to do so. And thank you very much.